Jose Rizal, and in this video, I'd like to share what I've learned from Module 2, which is all about building electrical materials and equipment. At first, I honestly thought this module was going to be filled with technical definitions that were hard to understand. But as I went through it carefully, I started to see how all these concepts actually connect to the things we use every day. And it made me appreciate the importance of learning about electrical system, especially as a future civil engineer. So let me walk you through the things that stood out to me the most. I started learning about how electricity is generated and transmitted. I discovered that power begins at a power station, which is a large facility that transforms energy like mechanical, chemical, or even nuclear energy into electrical energy. I found it fascinating that the electricity we casually use at home has already traveled so far, from the power plant through transmission lines down to the wiring in our houses. It made me realize how much planning and infrastructure goes into making sure we have a power at the flip of a switch. Then I move on to the electrical service equipment of a building. This part taught me how power enters a building through service and transconductors, which can either be overhead or underground. I've seen these wires before, but now I understand what they're actually doing. What connected with me more was learning about the service entrance, the part that connects utility power to the building's electrical system. It includes the metering device, the main disconnect, and overcurrent protection like circuit breakers. I suddenly remembered the electric meter we have outside our house and the panel with all the switches. Before this, I didn't know what those things were really for. Now I do. They all kept everything organized and safe. I realized that the small metal box with switches I often see at home is actually a panel board. It is simple, but it plays a huge role in controlling and protecting our household wiring. The module also talked about transformers, and I finally understood the purpose of step-up and step-down transformers. Step-up transformers increase the voltage of efficient transmission, while step-down transformers lower the voltage to safe levels for use in home and buildings. I had a moment of realization here, because we often forget how dangerous raw electricity can be. Without step-down transformers, most of our appliances wouldn't be safe to use. These devices help deliver the exact voltage we need. As I kept reading the module, I get to the topic of overcurrent protection devices. This part helped me understand how electrical systems protect themselves. Fuses and circuit breakers are used to stop excessive current from flowing through the wires. If the current gets too high, a fuse will melt or a circuit breaker will trip. I remember the time when the lights in one part of our house suddenly turned off. I used to think it was just bad wiring. Now I know it's probably the breaker doing its job, protecting the system from overheating. I also learned that there are different types of fuses like cartridge fuses, plug fuses, fuse wires, and even time delay fuses that can hold a surge for a few seconds before shutting off. Each type has its own use depending on how sensitive the circuit is. This really shows how important it is to match the right protective device with the right circuit. Next, I learned about utilization equipment and electrical devices. Utilization equipment includes things that use electricity to perform tasks like heaters, fans, and kitchen appliances. Electrical devices, on the other hand, don't use electricity themselves but help control the flow, like switches and receptacles. I looked around my room while reading this section and realized that almost everything around me, from the lamp on my desk to the charger I use to plug in, is a part of this system. It made me appreciate how much design and safety is involved behind this scene. I also understood the difference between outlets, receptacles, and plugs. Outlets are simply where electricity is accessed. Receptacles are the slotted devices we usually see on the wall, and plugged are the parts that connect them. These things seem small, but they are vital for connecting appliances to the electrical system properly. One of the parts I found really interesting was about switches. There are so many types: single pole, double pole, three-way, or even four-way switches. They are used to control lights from different locations. I finally understood how we can turn on the light at the bottom of the stair and turn it off at the top. That setup, which I always thought was just a clever trick, is actually a well-designed system using three-way or four-way switches. Later in the module, I learned about disconnect switches, which are used to completely isolate circuits from maintenance or safety. This is something I hadn't really heard about before, but now I know how essential they are, especially when working on large systems. Then came conductors. I learned that conductors are materials that carry current, and they can be solid or stranded, bare or insulated. It was interesting to know how different materials or constructions are used depending on the situation. Bus bars, for example, are used to connect circuits together in panels, and cables are groups of conductors bundled together with insulations. I also found out that wires have codes, like THHN and THWN, which tell us about the insulation and where the wire can be safely used. The module explained opacity too, which is the maximum current a wire can carry before it overheats. I realized that using the wrong wire can be dangerous. It is not just about connecting wires, it is about choosing the right ones for safety and efficiency. Another thing I found helpful was learning about enclosures and raceways. These are protective boxes and pathways for wires. Junction boxes and pull boxes make it easier to connect wires and keep everything safe and organized. I've seen these boxes before but didn't really understand their purpose until now. The module also covered conduits, which are tubes that hold wires and come in many forms: metal, plastic, flexible, and even waterproof types. Busways and wireways, which are used in large-scale installations, also help organize and protect electrical systems in bigger buildings. And lastly, the module discussed electric motors. I learned that they are found in so many different items, like refrigerators, fans, washing machines, and more. They convert electrical energy into motion. I never really thought about how a fan spins or how the washing machine drum turns, but now I know it's because of motors working behind the scene. So to sum it all up, this module gave me a much deeper understanding of how building electrical systems work. I no longer see wires and outlets as just random parts of a house. I see them as part of a complex but well-designed system that meant to deliver power safely and efficiently. And as a civil engineering student, this gives me a strong foundation for understanding how buildings function, not just structurally, but also electrically. So thank you for watching and listening. I hope this video gave you an idea what I've learned from Module 2. It has been a very eye-opening topic for me, and I'm excited to keep learning more as we go through our next topics. Thank you.